Welcome to This Week in Overwatch, where we break down all of your favorite esports news, match results, and plays from the last 7 days. We have an absolutely magnificent episode this week, so let's just get straight into it. After months of play, we finally saw the completion of Apex Season 2, with Runaway taking on Lunatic High. Runaway was the underdog favorites, while Lunatic High has been the team that's constantly been getting second place. This is a battle of two different underdogs going for first. Runaway got the early lead, actually going 3 up in a best of 7 to 1 on Lunatic High. But somehow Lunatic High managed to rally and win the last 3 games in a row, being Hanamura, Dorado, and Eichenwald to get the win. OverWatch Pit Championship Playoffs continued this week in North America and EU. On the North American side of it, we saw Counterlogic Gaming 2-0 out FaZe Clan, Team Liquid 2-1 Luminosity Gaming Evil, and this left the top 4 spots. On the upper side of the bracket, we had Rogue and Selfless Gaming, who played each other, and Rogue actually won in a 3-2, very close match series, and Team Liquid actually took out Counterlogic Gaming, seating them in the 4th spot. This means Selfless Gaming and Team Liquid will be playing for the final playoff spot against Rogue. Action continued on the EU side of Pit Championship Playoffs as well, with Misfits taking on Team Singularity Ninjas and beating them in a 2-0. Ninjas and Pajamas lost out to Team Dignitas in a 2-1, placing the top 4 teams being Misfits, Team Dignitas, and on the upper side of the bracket, Movie Star Riders and E-United. Movie Star Riders actually managed to 3-0 out E-United in their match, moving them into the finals. Now then on the bottom side of this made that Team Dignitas took out Misfits, and then E-United managed to take out Team Dignitas. That means that our finals that we will be seeing this week will be Movie Star Riders versus E-United. For up-and-coming teams to watch, it has got to be Rockets, Esports, and Eastwind. This week in the Athena Cup final, they went back and forth all the way up until the very end, which was a round 3 Temple of Anubis victory for Eastwind. Rockets Esports consists of a lot of players you may be familiar with, and Eastwind has been on a competitive spree. In our first play this week, Lunatic High's Miro just absolutely beats Runaway into a corner.
Can't stop him from using the nano boost on some of these consequential targets.
Oh,
they dumped a nano boost.
Juggling.
Yeah.
Wow, well that decides who the better Winston is, I guess.
On the North American side of the pit, Unco's Zenyatta just tears through Team Liquid.
Final bend here, and just the transition coming out on the side of Rogue, it has been so good. And even that Dragon Blade getting shut down, everything going largely in favor of Rogue at this point.
Runaway's Kaiser nails a beautiful charge.
Kills on either side as Kaiser on top. Oh, he got the pin on. Who are you? This guy. Nobody can take on his Reinhardt.
No,
in the Apex Finals, Lunatic High pulls off one of the most soul-crushing staggers you have ever seen.
The next one.
And, they've got to do something absolutely massive, though, at any time. Cox, great sleep dart. Yet again from Jae Hong means that they are just delaying this, cutting off the exit with the ice wall. This is torture.
Oh, this is brutal. Cox eventually going down, but now Bumper is back. They came to just try to save their support. Jae Hong knocked over on the other.
In the EU Overwatch Pit Championship, FaZe's Shadowburn just hits headshot after headshot.
Had to deal with the Winston as well, unfortunately, from Zombs, and they're actually going to find another kill. Nico going to be taken down, so despite Rogue finding the first points, no, Nox comes back with the kill of his own. Do they still want to contest this one? They are deeply outnumbered, if I'm not mistaken here. It's like a 1-on-3 on this point. It's Nox still alive, gets D.Va out of the mech, finally going to be taken down. They will get the flip at 26%.
In this week's team profile, one of the fan favorite teams comes back after a long hiatus. NRG Esports. The team consists of IDDQD, Ajax, Harblue, Numlocked, Dummy, and Seagull. And so it seems like Seagull's going to be taking a little bit of a hiatus for right now. And in his place, we're going to have Cloud9's and Mendo fill out the rest of the NRG roster. Mendo is a phenomenally good DPS player, so all you NRG fans and Seagull fans should be really excited about this. Now, this is the part of the video where I usually show you some type of clips or plays from the team, but unfortunately I can't do that with NRG right now. It's been since December since the last time we really saw them play, and the roster has changed so much, anything that I would show you would just really be outdated. Now that said, this roster is one of the strongest on paper. I mean, it's got personalities galore, people and names that you definitely recognize in it. It's got a really energetic fan base, no pun intended, and has got some really big names on it. Now, I know a lot of people are really worried about this whole Seagull thing stepping down because they're kind of Seagull fans and NRG fans second. Remember that he is actually staying on the team, everyone, so he's going to be part of their roster. He's just kind of sitting back in as their 7th man right now. He's going to try to probably make another attempt to come back in whenever the Overwatch League starts. But that being said, even if he does try to come back in, this roster is absolutely stacked, full of names that you're going to like. So if you're wanting a team that you can really get behind and you can really like the players, this is your org. We'll follow up our conversation about NRG with Team Envy, because let's just keep the initials rolling at this point, right? Team Envy is definitely one of the most winning teams in Overwatch right now, and their roster consists of Taimu, Harry Hook, Coco, Chipsogen, Internet Hulk, and Mickey. Just to give you an idea of how winning a team that Envy is, let's just go through some of their first place wins. The OG Invitational, Operation Breakout, Beat Invitational Season 1, iBuyPower Invitational, BTST Overwatch Cup, Apex Season 1, yes, they beat out the Koreans in Season 1, and they also won the Major League Gaming in Vegas event that happened back in December. So this organization is known for victory. Envy constantly has challengers coming after him, trying to dethrone them off the #1 spot from the West. So if you want a team that's constantly striving to be the best that it can and has the results to prove it, Envy is the team that you should be watching. Investment capital just seems to keep flowing into esports, and this week's organization winner seems to be Fnatic, who got $7 million from Raptor Group. If you're not familiar with Raptor Group, just know it's the same owners that own the Boston Celtics. After years of being the English voice for Korean esports, Mani and Christo and Doa have retired from OGN. Worry not, Western fans of this infamous duo, this is actually good news for you. It means the fact that they're coming stateside and looks like they're going to be casting the Overwatch League coming 3rd quarter. OGN just announced that Apex Season 3 will start on April 28th. This kind of came as a surprise to everybody because we weren't expecting another season to happen so close. I mean, we just went over the finals inside of this episode, so in a couple of weeks we're going to get another season started back up. We know the fact that there's going to be 2 Western teams that are going to be invited into this. We haven't gotten a directed confirmation, but present rumors say that it's going to be NRG and Rogue. To kick off this week's events to watch, we have to get started with the Overwatch Monthly Melee. You may be more familiar with this as the Alienware Monthly Melee, but it's gone through a little bit of a rebranding and also switched to a new Twitch channel, so make sure you follow it there. Teams that are going to be showing up to this are absolutely stacked. We're going to see Immortals, Luminosity Gaming Evil, NRG, Rogue, Meta Athena, a Korean team, and Selfless are all going to be there. Additionally, there's going to be 2 teams that are going to be coming through the Open Qualifier, which starts on the 14th. The Overwatch Pacific Championship continues this week. It is an 11-week event and is only in its 2nd week. This starts on April 15th and 16th and has tons of great teams from the Pacific region that you may know. Overwatch Rumble happens in its entirety this week, and is exciting because Envious and Cloud9 are now back from Apex and going to be fighting Western teams for the first time in quite a while. They'll be competing against Splice, Luminosity Gaming Evil, Rogue, Selfless, Complexity, and Immortals. There'll also be an open qualifier to allow teams to compete in as well on the 18th, group stage on the 22nd, and finals on the 23rd. Make sure you check this out. And this week's events to play in or watch, the Athena Cup will be happening on April 16th. Rivalcade will have its open qualifier to get into the Overwatch Rumble on the 18th for both North America and Europe. Academy Gaming will have its event on April 17th, and Overwatch Arena number 11 will be happening on April 19th. And that's it for this week's episode, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you hit like and subscribe. If you have any ideas for content that you want to see added to this video series, please make sure that you let me know. You can put it in the comments, Reddit thread, wherever you found this thing at, I'll be sure to check it. Additionally, you can always contact me on Twitter, casting about 2 to 3 things every single week, so I would really appreciate your support in any of those events as well. And with that, see you next week.